The Prophet ﷺ said, النَّاكِحُ الَّذِي يُرِيدُ الْعَفَافِ. The one who wants to get married, but her intention for the marriage is because she wants to be afifa. She wants to be chaste. Chaste means she wants to remain a virgin. She doesn't want to fall into zina. She doesn't want to do fornication outside of marriage. Or a man who is afif, he's chaste. He doesn't want to fall into haram. He wants to get married because he fears for himself, I may fall into haram if I'm not married. It's okay, some people have made mistakes. Zina is a big problem. But then some of you are here today, maybe you've done that sin in the past, but you want to repent. You're ready to make change, no problem. If you come to Allah and say, Allah, I did this mistake in the past. Ya Rab, I'm sorry, but now I want halal. Ya Allah, I fear for myself. This fitna, I go to uni, I go to college, there's girls are saying there's boys. Allah, I'm coming to you with a sincere intention. If you do that, Allah will help you. Allah will support you. My talk today is going to be a topic, inshallah ta'ala, that should be of serious interest to you guys. I'm going to mention to you guys 10 points. That if you implement each one of these 10 points, inshallah ta'ala, there is no reason why you should not be able to get married ASAP. Every point I'm going to mention to you is based on the Quran and the Sunnah of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. You guys want to get married, right? Otherwise, if you're already married and you're here, it's a bit sad. Either you got one dead relationship or the brothers are looking for polygamy. And as you can see, polygamy might be an option because there's always 4 times as many sisters as there are brothers. Sisters get angry when we talk about polygamy. But no, on a serious note, people, some of you, put your hand up. I mean, you don't have to, but you can if you want to engage. If you got financial issues and that's what you're looking towards, reaching some financial targets before you can get married. Is that an issue? Is that a real life issue that's present in the room? Yes. Mom and dad are saying, listen, no, you're not getting married until you're making a little bit of cake. The girl's dad is saying, listen, if you ain't got a car, if you ain't got a house, you're not taking my daughter. Is that a real issue? Okay, good, fantastic. What about family issues? Maybe, family saying, now is not the right time, you're too young. Maybe they want to choose someone for you. Maybe they want to bring someone back from the village in Bangladesh. Something like that. Well, your reaction showed me that's a real issue. You don't have to put your hand up for that. Your reaction showed me that's a real life issue. So there's a problem. There's an obstacle. Okay. So now I'm gonna mention 10 things. It's gonna be difficult for you guys to fully take notes of everything that I'm saying because I've only got 20 minutes. Okay. So I have to go through this very fast. But what I want you to do is at least write down the thing that you have to do. 10 things, at least write down each one of these 10 things. And if you want to go back to the evidences and everything else, you can do that when the video is uploaded. Do we have a deal? So I want you guys to either have your pens and papers out or I want you to have your phones out. Okay? Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention, obviously there's another one. Sometimes, some of you may be in a haram relationship, okay? It might be like a boyfriend-girlfriend thing, which is obviously haram, right? But you have a good intention. You want to make it halal. And you're struggling to make it halal. It's going to help you. So take your phones out, inshallah ta'ala. If you don't take your phones out, like I said, we're just going to look at you, think you're a married brother who just got one whack marriage. He's just got nothing better to do than to be here amongst these young brothers who are just roasting, for lack of a better term. So let's begin. Point number 1. You need to have a sincere intention for getting married. A sincere intention for getting married. Marriage is not something that you necessarily need a good intention for, by the way. You will not be punished by Allah if you do not have a intention to get married for His sake. In other words, you are allowed to get married just for companionship. To say, I'm getting married for no other reason except that I'm lonely. I want a partner in life. That's permissible. You can also say, I'm getting married purely because I just want to fulfill my desires. Because this is halal for you. The same way, when you go to sleep at night, you don't have to say, Allah, I'm sleeping for your sake. You're not going to get punished if you don't say that. But if you do, then there's only going to be more reward for you. But with marriage, there's a specific hadith that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned, that if you have a good intention for marriage, Allah is going to support you. Pay attention. The hadith is narrated, if I'm not mistaken, in Sunan an-Nisa'i. Sunan an-Nisa'i or Ibn Majah, or one of the two. But basically the Prophet ﷺ said, ثَلَاثَةٌ حَقٌّ عَلَى اللَّهِ عَوْنُهُمْ. That there are 3 categories of people that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it upon Himself that He's going to help these people. He's going to aid them. He's going to support them in the difficulty that they're going through. The category we're concerned with is the third one. The Prophet ﷺ said, النَّاكِحُ الَّذِي يُرِيدُ الْعَفَافِ. The one who wants to get married, but her intention for the marriage is because she wants to be afifa. What does afifa mean? She wants to be chaste. Chaste means she wants to remain a virgin. She doesn't want to fall into zina. She doesn't want to do fornication outside of marriage. Or a man who is afif, he's chaste. He doesn't want to fall into haram. He doesn't want to be doing things that are sinful. He wants to get married because he fears for himself, I may fall into haram if I'm not married. It's okay, some people have made mistakes. It's a problem. It's a major sin. Zina is a big problem. But then some of you are here today, maybe you've done that sin in the past, but you want to repent. You're ready to make change, no problem. If you come to Allah and say, Allah, I did this mistake in the past. Ya Rab, I'm sorry, but now I want halal. Ya Allah, I fear for myself. This fitna. I go to uni, I go to college, there's girls. Girls are saying there's boys. Allah, I'm coming to you with a sincere intention. If you do that, you will fall under this hadith. ثَلَاثَةٌ حَقٌّ عَلَى اللَّهِ عَوْنُهُمْ عَوْنٌ. Allah will help you. Allah will support you, whether it be financial help, whether it be help with your parents, whether it be help with your family, whatever it may be. You can't find someone. Maybe that's your issue. You go to meeting after meeting after meeting, and everyone just seems dead. Like, where are all the sisters? Sisters, like, where are all the brothers? Why are all these brothers' breasts stink? Why is there no brother who knows how to brush his teeth? Does anyone not afford Listerine in the house? But the reality of the matter is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you. Allah will bring you that which you are looking for because your intention is sincere. Another evidence that further echoes this point is the ayah in Surah Al-Furqan. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a group of people who have a unique title, Allah refers to them as Ibadur Rahman, the slaves of the most merciful. It's a very unique title. And one of the descriptions of these people is that they make a dua. They say, Rabbana, oh our Lord, Hablana, give to us. What? من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين وجعلنا للمتقين إماما. They say, our Lord, give to us wives, spouses, or husbands. Give us a spouse, give us a partner, and children. What kind of spouse? What kind of a husband? What kind of a wife? What kind of a child? قرة أعين. The ones when you look at them, they make your eyes cool. You look at them and you feel, just they bring peace to your life. You walk in, you see your wife, and you think, subhanallah, this woman, she adds quality to my life. You look at your husband, sisters, and the same way you look and you think, alhamdulillah. Or you look at your children, same way. But why do they want these amazing wives? Why do they want these amazing husbands and children? وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. They say, Allah, we want to be leaders. Leaders of what? Leaders of politics and dunya? No. وَجَعَلْنَا لِلْمُتَّقِينَ إِمَامًا. We want to be leaders of the people of piety. We want to be leaders of the people of consciousness. Leaders of the people who fear you, Ya Rabbul Alameen. So the first point, write it down. Have a sincere intention. And if you didn't understand already, your intention is that you want to be afaf. You want afaf, you want to be afif. You want to be chaste, you want to be pure, you want to be sinless when it comes to the opposite gender. You're worried, Allah, I might fall into sin, etc. so on and so forth. Moving on to the next point, write it down. It is so that you have taqwa. Taqwa, many of you probably don't know this word. It's okay, I'm going to explain it to you. I know it might sound a bit scary. Some of you think you know this word. I want you to erase what you think you know, because the reality is you probably don't know. That's not because I'm judging you. It's just because it's the way it is. It's the Arabic word, it's deep. The Arabic language is deep like that. I can go on for 1 hour, I promise, I swear by Allah, I can go for 1 hour just explaining the word taqwa to you. That's how the language is, okay? So it's not me judging you. So what is taqwa? Firstly, let's explain it. Taqwa means that you know Allah is watching you. And because you know He's watching you, you're scared. You're scared that you might receive His punishment. So because you know He's watching you, and if you mess up, His punishment will hit you, you take a defense mechanism against His punishment. And the defense mechanism is like a shield. That's why the word taqwa comes from the Arabic word wiqaya, which means to take a shield. A shield is to protect yourself in battle. So you take this, when you say this person has taqwa, or this sister has taqwa, we mean she has a shield against the protection of Allah. She has a shield protecting her against the anger and the punishment of Allah. Now what is that shield? That shield is obedience. You obey everything Allah commanded you to do. You don't miss no prayers. Brothers, you don't miss your zakat. You don't miss a single fast in Ramadan. Allah commanded you to be good to your parents. You don't ever disrespect your parents. That day doesn't come. Not only do you obey him in that which he commanded you, write this down, this is important. Taqwa means obey him in that which he commanded you, but also obey him in that which he forbid you. For example, Allah forbid us from what? He forbid us from looking at the opposite gender. For men to be looking at the women, for women to be looking at the men. Allah said, lower your gaze, so you lower your gaze. Allah forbid us from haram money. For example, university loans. It's interest in it. Mortgage, bank loans, of credit cards in which there's interest piling up. This has been made haram for you and I. So that is something that a person who's trying to have taqwa is saying, Ya Allah, I want to protect myself against your anger and punishment. He said, anything haram, I'm staying far away from that. I'm not coming anywhere near that. So pay attention. What is the second point? It is taqwa. Taqwa means you take a shield to protect yourself from the anger and punishment of Allah by obeying him in what he commanded and obeying him in what he forbid. In what he? Okay, good. Sisters want to get married so bad, they were just taking notes. They're like, I need to get this taqwa. Don't smash. It's okay. We've been there. So now pay attention. What is my evidence that you having taqwa will allow you to get married and find a... No, by the way, I forgot to tell you at the beginning, this is not just for marriage. If you follow these 10, it doesn't just mean you'll get married. It means you'll get married and you'll find a righteous person. You'll find the best person. The person who will really, add to the quality of your life, inshallah ta'ala. Look what Allah said in Surah At-Tawbah. Allah said, أَفَمَنْ أَسَّسَ بُنْيَانَهُ عَلَىٰ تَقْوَى مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرِضْوَانٍ خَيْرٌ. Allah said, the one who builds his foundation, or the one who builds her foundation upon taqwa, is that person better, or is the one who builds his foundation upon the opposite of taqwa, close to the hellfire, in other words? Now pay attention, this has very deep meaning here. You see, when you want to do anything, any action that you want to do, any venture you want to do, whether it be business, or whether you're looking for a spouse, you're looking for marriage, there's always a foundation at which you start, right? The starting point is your foundation. Allah said, the one is trying to tell us, Allah in this ayah, that the one whose foundation is taqwa, this person, they're going to be strong. They're going to get what they're looking for. But the one whose foundation is not taqwa, in other words, is disobedience, is sin, whatever it is that they're trying to build, whether it be a marriage, whether it be a business, it's going to collapse. It's going to come falling down. Now pay attention. If you're trying to find a wife, my brothers, yet you're looking at girls' pictures on Instagram, liking them, fiended, which one you're going to direct message? Have you started your foundation upon taqwa? My sisters, if you're answering these brothers' DMs and you're taking them off from Instagram or Snapchat and you're moving them onto your WhatsApp and starting to have conversations in the middle of the night, speaking to them on the phone. Furthermore, you're taking them out on dates. And then it just, anything more from there is just worse. And we all know it leads to the bedroom, right? So the person, has he started his foundation upon piety? Has he or she started their foundation upon taqwa? No. Wallahi, if you did it the way Allah told you to do, you lowered your gaze, you didn't speak to the opposite gender in a way that is haram, Allah would make it happen for you. Now you might say, how, Brother Imran? How is it going to happen? 21st century, blah, blah, blah. The answer is in Surah At-Talaq. Inshallah, no one's going to get talaq. No one's going to get divorced. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, مَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهِ, anyone who comes with taqwa. Allah said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, يَجْعَلَ اللَّهُ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Allah said, Allah is going to make for this person a way out. Allah is going to make an exit strategy for this person. You're trapped, you're stuck, I need to find a wife, I need to find a husband, it's getting difficult for me. Allah said, if you had taqwa, when all the doors are closed, Allah is going to open a door for you. Allah is going to open a door for you. وَيَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ. And Allah will provide you this wife. Allah will provide you this husband from a place that you didn't even see coming. You could have never imagined that a wife would walk through that door. That door might be closed. That door might be your mum. For example, your mum is saying, there's no way you're going to get married. I'm going to find you a sister from the village in Salat. That's what I'm going to do. Okay? That's what I'm going to do for you. Next thing you know, you came with taqwa. Your own mum comes and says, you know what, ma'am? I found you a sister from E3. East London. East London, my brother. And that's the way Allah works. You'll be thinking to yourself, where on earth is this coming from? Allah is opening doors for you. That's because you came with taqwa. That's for the people of taqwa. And that's the same with business. You come with taqwa, Allah said, يَرْزُقُهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. Allah will give you rizq. Allah will provide. Remember, rizq doesn't just mean money. It doesn't just mean food. It also means husband. It also means wife. It also means children. My beloved brothers and sisters, that is the second point. Write it down if you haven't already done so. The third thing that will inshallah ta'ala allow you to get married, write this down, is to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why do you and I not make dua? What it is that you want is the ability with Allah. Answer me yes or no. Is the ability with Allah? If you know that Allah has the ability, why do you not call Him? Why do you not call Him? Dua means to call. You know that you cannot fix your gas and electricity problems. You don't have the ability. So when you know you don't have the ability to fix your gas and electricity, what do? You call. This is dua. You call upon who? The plumber or the electricity man. Because you actually believe that He can. So the fact that you don't call upon Allah, does that show that maybe you don't believe Allah has ability? Na'udhu billah, that would be kufr. No one's going to say that. But actions speak louder than words. Imam Qurtubi said, لِسَانُ الْحَالِ أَبْلَغُ مِنَ اللِّسَانِ الْمَقَالِ. Actions speak louder than words. Your body language speaks more vocal than what it is that you say. Don't come with that lip service. If you really believe, why don't you pray? Why don't you ask Allah? Matter of fact, the Prophet ﷺ, look what he said. He said, Inna Rabbukum, your Lord, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the majestic and high, Hayyun Kareemun, He is shy. Allah is shy and He is generous. What is it that Allah is shy about? Allah is shy that when a slave of Allah, meaning you, or any of you in the back, when you raise your hands and you say, Allah, give me whatever it is that you want, Allah is shy to let your hands return back to your side empty-handed. That is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But why is it that me and you don't call upon Him? Now pay attention, you want your dua to be accepted, so I'm going to give you an exclusive inside tip. That if you make dua after you do this, inshallah, there's not a single dua that you make except it's going to be answered. Your dua is going to be like an arrow, inshallah. Like, you know when you fire an arrow, it doesn't miss the target. That's what your dua is going to be like. And what is it? The Prophet ﷺ mentioned to us that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that my servant, meaning you and me and all of us, my servant does not come close to me with anything more beloved to me except that what I have made wajib on him, what I have made fard, what I have made obligatory. So in other words, you will only get close to Allah. Allah is saying you will only come close to me if you do what I have made obligatory upon you. Number one. Then the Prophet said that Allah said, and my servant will get even more close to me. He will just keep getting even more close to me by actually doing the sunnah, the nawafil, the extra things. So in other words, you know, in Ramadan, we all have to fast. There's no excuse, right? So that's fard. But then there's the extra prayers that you don't have to do. Sorry, the extra fast, they don't have to, but it's more reward. For example, fasting Monday to Thursday. There's the 5-time daily prayer that you have to do. But if you want to get closer to Allah, then you start praying at night time when everyone is asleep. And you start doing all these extra amazing things, okay? Now, when you do that, Allah said, I start to love you. Allah will fall in love with you. Allah will love you. How amazing is that? You're looking for love everywhere else, but you're not looking for the love of Allah. We forgot about the love of Allah, right? But Allah says, I will love you. And Allah said, when you have that status, when you get that position where Allah loves you, Allah said, you get a special privilege. And that privilege is that if you ask Allah for anything, Allah says, I'm going to give it to you. You ask for anything, you're going to get it. So you want to make dua, and you feel like maybe your dua is not being accepted, then you need to go back and ask yourself, am I disobeying Allah on some things? Is there some obligations upon me that I'm missing? Or maybe you're doing the obligations, fantastic. Up it to the next level. Are you giving extra charity? Are you fasting extra? Are you doing all these extra things? If you do that, inshallah ta'ala, your dua will be accepted. That's number 3. Write it down. Make lots of dua. Write it down. Make lots of dua on the back of obedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, we're moving on to the fourth one, very quickly. The others are going to move fast. Is to seek forgiveness from Allah. To do istighfar. Who knows how to do istighfar? Can anyone put their hand up and show me? Yes, akhi. Astaghfirullah. We will not say it, right? Say it. Say astaghfirullah. Astaghfirullah. Is there anyone who doesn't know how to say that? We all know how to say it, right? It's not astaghfirullah. It doesn't say astaghfirullah. They can't pronounce the ghain. It's astaghfirullah. This means, oh Allah, forgive me. Allah, I seek your forgiveness. We all sin, right? Sometimes our sins are the reasons why we have problems in our life. So if you're asking Allah to forgive you and you're seeking forgiveness, you will find that through that, inshallah ta'ala, Allah will uplift you. And what is my evidence for this? Pay attention. In Surah Nuh, pay attention. This is one of the number one ways to get married. Allah said, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Seek forgiveness from your Lord. Do istighfar. Verily your Lord, He is forgiving and He is merciful. And then Allah said, when you do that, what will happen in return? وَيُمْدِدَكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ. Allah says, Allah will give you what? Allah will give you children. Hold up. I thought we were here to learn how to get a wife or a husband. Well, question, can you have a wife or a husband? Can you have children without a wife or a husband? So if Allah said in this ayah, I'm going to give you children, what does that mean? He has to have already given you before the children come. He has to have already given you a husband or a wife, right? I see, other than Maryam, salamun alayha, there's no woman who's going to walk around with a child and she doesn't have a husband, right? Fantastic. So if you do this istighfar, you will find that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give you a wife, inshallah. And not only a wife, through that, Allah's already promised you what comes after a wife, which is children. And also Allah said amwal, wealth. Wealth also comes by doing istighfar. That's number 4. Have you written it down? Have you written it down, inshallah? Why are there some people who have not written it down? They don't really want to get married. They want to roast for the rest of their life. No problem. Moving on to number 5 is to perform exorcism upon yourself. Perform exorcism upon yourself. Are there any jinns in the room? A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Don't make me go in, inshallah, because then the whole room's going to start flipping. Basically, you have to perform exorcism upon yourself. Why do I say this? Many people are not able to get married because they have nazar, they have ayn, they have evil eye. Maybe there was a sister who wanted to marry you, my brother, but you turned her down, so she gave you evil eye. Maybe sister, there was a brother who wanted to marry you. Sisters get this a lot because Allahumma barik, Allah made our sisters beautiful, right? But sometimes our sisters, not necessarily, they might not, cover themselves in the most appropriate way. So when their beauty is displayed, sometimes, what happens? A brother might be walking down the street, he might look at her and think, oh my days, this girl is nice, but I can't have her. So she gets nazar, she gets ayn, she gets evil eye. Sometimes girls will give it to girls themselves. And guys will give it to guys themselves. That's why, wallahi, I don't understand this selfie culture. Putting up your pictures on Instagram, wallahi, you're asking to get destroyed. The Prophet said, the ayn, the nazar, the evil eye, it is haqq. It is true. It happens. The Prophet said, if there's anything that was going to change the qadr, it would have been the evil eye, meaning Allah has decreed something. The evil eye is that powerful that if there was anything that could change the decree of Allah, it would have been the evil eye. Yet me and you are just everything. We get a nice, nice car, nice this, nice food, we're munching. Put it online. Sisters, put it online. Why are you doing that? Don't you know that from those hearts, there is one dark heart that just hit you with an evil eye, knocked you out. Maybe sometimes it's, families, and it happens in families, that maybe, there was an auntie that wanted you to marry her daughter, and then but then bang. Don't worry, somebody brothers, that doesn't happen. No, in our Asian community, it happens. It happens all the time. Asians are different, akhi. But I'm saying, they'll just hit you with an evil eye. Hit you with an evil eye. Sometimes it's a bit more worse than evil eye. It's actually magic. Sometimes you're suffering from magic, and magic is preventing you from getting married. Sometimes it's possession. Sometimes a jinn is in love with you. Sisters, sometimes a jinn falls in love with you. The same way, when you walk down the street, and men are looking at you, perving on you, the jinn are also perving on you, the evil ones. Not of course all of them, some of them are brothers in Islam, assalamu alaikum if they're in the house, no problem. But then there are those that are devils. You got the atheist jinn, you got the Hindu jinn, you got the Buddhist jinn. And Allah knows what other religions they might have amongst themselves. They worship Iblis as well. That's what they do. I'm saying, sisters, they're looking at you. Wallahi, when you go outside and you're not covered, or your clothes are not appropriate, or your face is not covered, and you're beautifying yourself, the jinn are looking at you. And wallahi, I have dealt with so many cases, man. I get so many emails. Sisters, they have, the jinn is stopping them from getting married. Every time the sister, it gets close, the jinn messes it up. Creates a problem or some sort. Or just generally, shaitan might just be working, because remember, when you get married, half your religion is complete. Half your religion is complete. You are protected from zina and all these filthy sins that are so common that it's so difficult to escape. But you're protected from them with marriage, right? Marriage protects you from them. But shaitan, he wants you to fall into that sin. He doesn't want you to be safe. He doesn't want half your deen to be complete. So shaitan will mess it up for you. That's why you need to be doing exorcism. You need to be doing ruqya on yourself, okay? Now I can't go into too much detail right now, because this is about marriage. If it was about ruqya, we talk about ruqya. And if I talk about ruqya all the time, you know what happens? Is that someone pops. And I don't have time for that right now. I'm talking about marriage. You know, our logo was pink and red and there were hearts. There was no, dark images. I don't want that right today. Last time we did Where's My Babe, same thing happened. I did it in Norway, same thing. Someone drops, I don't know why. We're talking about husband, wife, but the jinn reacts. But regardless, the point is that right now is not the time. But Brother Abu Bakr mentioned to you in the introduction that we have something online called the Muslim Survival Guide, okay? We have something online called the Muslim Survival Guide. You guys have that card in your hand, right? You were given a card. That card, it says Game of Marriage. That's one of our courses on the Muslim Survival Guide. Another course that we have is about ruqya. It's called Final Ruqya. It's about exorcism. If you go onto that program, of course, watch the whole series. But specifically, if you go to module number 3 and you watch the second to last video on module number 3, I go through a list of 12 du'as that if you read every single day, you're going to be protected, inshallah. From every angle, every corner, no jinns coming anywhere near you, inshallah. No evil eyes coming, except if Allah still wills for some reason for it to come to you. But you'll be protected from every corner. And there's a PDF, you can download it, keep it on your phone, and read those du'as every day. And of course, obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, stay away from haram, and read lots and lots and lots of Quran. That's number 5, perform exorcism upon yourself. Very quickly. Number 6, be good to your parents. What on earth does being good to your parents have to do with you getting married? What on earth does you being good to your parents have to do with getting married? Can anyone tell me quickly? Anyone know? Yes.
Blessings.
Pardon?
Blessings.
Okay, that's one reason. When you obey your parents, when you're good to your parents make dua for you. Did you know that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the dua of the parents for their children, it is never rejected? That's why every time before I stand here, I give a talk, my father is there, I ask him, make dua for me. I call my mom, I ask my mom, I say, make dua for me. Anytime I do a project, I ask them, make dua for me, because I know I'm not anything without their dua. You want to get married? How on earth do you think you're making dua, right? Remember Allah said he was shy? The Prophet said Allah is shy to refuse your dua. What about the dua of your mom? And remember, when you go to your mom and you serve her, and you go to your father and you serve him, and you honor them, and you really respect them the way that they deserve. And wallahi, you'll never be able to fulfill their rights. But you try as much as you can. Wallahi, your mum and your dad will raise their hands sincerely and they will say, Allah, give my son everything he wants. Give my daughter everything she wants. So that comes from the dua of the parents. But not only that, pay attention. I'm going to teach you a powerful principle in our religion. A powerful principle in our religion. Another thing through your parents that will allow you to get married is that we believe in our religion something called al-jaza'u min jinsil amal. Al-jaza'u min jinsil amal, which basically means that you'll be rewarded in accordance to the actual deed that you did. Allah will give you that same thing in return. In other words, if you fulfill, pay attention my sisters and my brothers, parents is not a light issue. This is one of the main reasons you are struggling in your life. And it might be one of the main reasons Allah is withholding from you to be able to get married. Maybe you're married and you have a wife that disobeys you. It's because of maybe this reason right here. If you fulfill your mum and dad's rights, the rights that they have on top of you, if you fulfill them, then Allah will reward you by giving you someone to fulfill your rights. You say, Mom, Dad, I'm going to serve you. Allah is going to give you a wife who will serve you. Allah will give you a husband who will protect you, honor you, provide for you, take care of you, love you. But if you don't give your mom and dad what they deserve, why should Allah give you that which you've not even deserved? You don't deserve. You haven't deserved it yet. Make sense? Good. Al-jaza'u min jinsil amal. You will be rewarded in accordance to that which you did. Fantastic. Let's move on. That was number 6. Write it down. Obedience to parents. Quickly, number 7. And this one's a little bit more practical. And this is the fix up and look sharp, man. Brothers are trying to get married, they look like Shrek. I'm saying you're going to a marriage meeting. It's weird. People start practicing, right? And they think the Sharia, the religion, wants you to look like a mug. Like, you know, you wake up. Some brothers, literally, well, I look at them, I think, bruv, did you like literally just like jump out your bed and walk out the door? Because there's some serious problems, like your beard's going this way, that way. You know, some of them look like, you know, whatever, there's a problem, okay? So sisters, by the way, pay attention. I'm talking to brothers, I'm not talking to you. Because you're not supposed to be walking outside with your appearance looking good. You see? Sisters are thinking, okay, I'm going to go with the Bobby Brown and get my Mac game on and everything. Brothers, I'm talking to you. You guys are trying, wallahi, yeah? Honestly. And there's a lot of sisters out there. But for some reason, when brothers start practicing, I don't know what, they let their image just go. The religion doesn't require you to look bad. Groom yourself. Yeah, grow the beard. The beard is not a sign of ugly. The beard is a sign of manliness and beauty. In fact, it's a sign of unattractiveness for a man to not have a beard. This is a sign of a man. A sign of a female is to not have a beard. Not that I'm attacking anyone. I know there's some brothers who naturally can't grow. Naturally can't grow. So that's just from Allah. What can I say? Allah wanted you to maybe look a bit feminine. I'm joking. The point is that, you know, look good. You know, put some nice perfume on. Make sure your clothes are ironed. Walk out the house looking nice, looking fresh, looking sharp. Okay? Sharp. Sisters, I'm talking to you also. Now sisters also, when they start practicing, they let themselves go. Sisters let themselves go when they start practicing. Of course, you can't be walking out in the street looking good. But that brother who might want to marry you is going to come to your house. He's going to sit there, you're waiting, your dad's going to be there. It can't be without your dad. Your dad's going to be there. And he's going to say, you know, sister, like, can I see how you look? Like, underneath the hijab? It's permissible. Brother Sa'ad's going to go into this in a bit more detail in the next talk, inshallah. It's permissible. But then the sister's going to take off her hijab and everything. The brother's going to be, Allahu Akbar. Is this Fiona from Shrek? Like, what's going on? What's going on? Now, pay attention. I really want to make sure I drive one point home. Notice that I didn't say, look beautiful. Pay attention. Notice that I didn't say, look, pay attention. Sisters, brothers, is a very important point. Notice that I didn't say brothers have to look handsome and sisters have to look beautiful. You know why? Because beauty is subjective. Beauty is subjective. Wallahi, I don't want anyone sitting here, and I'll be very upset as your older brother, if any sister sits here and thinks to himself that Allah hasn't made her beautiful. Because Allah said that Allah created you, ahsani taqweem. Allah created you in the best of forms. And Allah's not a liar. Allah doesn't lie. Allah told the truth. Allah created each and one of you beautiful and handsome, really good looking. But the reality is that there is no one girl that you can find and every man will say she's beautiful. There is no one man that you will find and every girl will say she's handsome. Matter of fact, sometimes sisters, because you know, I have sisters in my family, you know, and you know, when they tell me like the kind of man they might be attracted to, I'm thinking, A'udhu Billah, this brother looks like a gorilla. Where is he? Some hairy big brother, what's going on? He looks like he just came out of the zoo. You see what I'm saying? But that's her preference and no problem. So I'm not saying work on your beauty. Your beauty is already there. And Allah will match you up, remember? Allah will bring you someone, if you have taqwa, Allah will match you someone who will look at you and find you to be the most beautiful woman in the world. Not out of pity, but because he genuinely believes that you're beautiful. And the same way with my brothers. But what I'm talking about here is your health and your just tidiness and your appearance. Like, you know, brush your teeth, that's what I mean. You know, sisters comb your hair. Sisters who wear hijab because, you know, Allah mabarik. May Allah bless you. I'm not putting you down. Because you're wearing your hijab, obviously you're not going to be doing your hair, you know, it's difficult. You know, if you're not wearing hijab, maybe it's a bit easier to, you know, maintain your hair. Because everyone's always seeing it. But if they're not seeing it, you may be inclined to not maintain it. Sisters, maintain your hair, please. Please maintain your hair. And so on and so on. And of course your health, you know, be fit. Be healthy. Be physically healthy. You need to be healthy for marriage. Okay? So do that, inshallah ta'ala. So that's the 7th one. Health and appearance. Health and appearance. I didn't mean beauty and I didn't mean handsomeness. That's already there. You don't have to bring that which is already present in you. Allahumma barik lakum. Number 8. We're moving to the end. Number 8 is to give up some of your conditions. Give up some of your conditions. Some of you want to get married, but your conditions are like you know, one of them scrolls that when you open it just starts rolling. Some brothers' conditions are like that. Some sisters' conditions are like that. I in my life actually know 3 people. There's 3, but 2 of them are coming to my mind right now. Who actually, one of them only got married at the age of 35. and one of them is, I think, 30 plus, he's still not married, okay? And it's not because there's a shortage of sisters. They were, like, every time I see this brother, yeah, there's a new sister, I'm kind of, speaking to her dad, I'm gonna go see her, and I come back, what happened? Nah, bro, she wasn't my type. And I look at him and I'm like, bruv, you're old now. Like, the belly popped and everything. Like, what was wrong with those girls? But their conditions were just too much. I actually know a brother, wallahi, I don't actually know how he got married. Like, we all used to say, this brother's never getting married, yeah? But there's a brother I know who actually, he spent 2 years going up and down the country, meeting like sisters from everywhere. Of course, not in haram. No, he was in haram. He was doing everything properly, at least from what I know, with getting in touch with the wali and the mahram. But every time he comes back, he's like, no, she wasn't my type. I'm like, أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم من حمزه ونفخه ونفثه. Bruv, there's a shaitan in you maybe. Like, you're seeing some girls that I know brothers would be like, Allahu Akbar, what's going on? Why are you walking away? Like, it's one of them things where you start to think, do you like girls? Are you into females? Is it another issue? Because we can, you know what I'm saying? So there's a problem, right? So surrender some of your conditions. I want to tell you guys a quick story, okay? It's a true story. There was a man called Khalid ibn Safwan. He used to live, we're talking about hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Khalid ibn Safwan. And he used to live in a town called Basra, which is in Iraq. Now, back in those days, and we still kind of have, like, I'm Pakistani, we have this in my community. We have the local Masi. Anyone know what a local Masi is? She's the lady who hooks everyone up. She finds, okay, this brother's single, this sister's there, and then she'll pair them up. So she was like the local Masi of the time. She would basically come, and she would basically let the men know about all the single girls. So, you can imagine, when this Masi comes through, all the men are like, yo, this is my day. Because they want her to match her up with some of the sisters, right? So this guy, Khalid ibn Safwan, he just rolls up to her. He said, basically, I'm looking for a wife. She goes, okay, well, this is my job, so I do. Describe it to me. What is it that you're looking for in a woman? And look what he said. He said, I want her to be a virgin. She said, I want her to be a virgin, but she has to be wise, like a married woman. Or a woman who was previously married, but she has to be innocent, like a virgin. She should be sweet when she is near, and splendid when she is far away. She should have lived a life of luxury, and also have been stricken by poverty, so that she has the manners of the rich and the humility of the poor. So the lady, she looked at him, she said, I actually know where you can find a girl like that. She goes, oh really, where? Can you imagine he's excited, where? She goes, that kind of girl's in Jannah, bro. So she said, you better work hard to get her. Because there ain't no girl set foot in the face of this earth like that, except for the women who've already passed away, like Maryam salamun alayha and Fatima, Khadija, Aisha radiyallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'een. So you got to work hard. So in other words, surrender some of your conditions, lessen your standards. But don't make them too low. There's actually a brother who's sitting here, I won't bait him out. I had a discussion with him one time, and he was struggling to get married. So he was like, I think I need to drop my standards. And I'm thinking, okay, mashallah, good, This is a positive discussion, right? It's a positive discussion. Just I'm finishing. Sorry, cut this out the recording. Yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, so I was speaking to the brother, and I was like, listen, akhi, sorry, no. He said, I need to lessen my standards. So I said, fantastic, maybe you're thinking up here. And he was like, bruv, I'm ready to marry a girl who's like, she's been around the block kind of thing. Like, maybe this is what I need in life. Maybe this is what Allah's destined for me. He dropped his standards to a sister who's not even practicing. I said, A'udhu Billah. So don't drop your standards that low, my brother. Don't drop your standards that low. I'm saying just don't be too extra picky. And a practical example of this is Jabir ibn Abdullah ibn Haram radiyallahu anhuma, who was a Sahabi of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. He got married very, very young. And when he got married, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he asked him, he said, did you get married to a virgin or did you get married to a widow? Meaning a woman who was previously married, because in those days, alhamdulillah, there was no fornicators, inshallah. There was only those options. Either a virgin, if she's not a virgin, she's only not a virgin because she's been previously married, okay? And Jabir said, Ya Rasulullah, being a young man, he said, I married a non-virgin. I married a girl who's not a virgin. She was previously married. She's older than me. And the Prophet is actually, quite astounded, like, Jabir, because he's a young guy, Why didn't you marry a virgin? فَهَلَّا بِكْرًا. Why did you not marry a bikr, a virgin? تُلَاعِبُهَا, so she could play with you. وَتُلَاعِبُكَ, and so you could play with her and she could play with you. You know, you're young, you know, you're youngsters, you can play together. You know what I mean? Don't ask me to explain it too much. The point is that the Prophet is asking him this. And look at what Jabir said. Jabir radiallahu anhu said, Ya Rasulullah, he said, my father died. He died in the Battle of Badr. Abdullah radiallahu anhu, he died. He said when he died, he left behind many daughters, my sisters, and they're all very young. Because I need someone to help me take care of my sisters. If I was to marry a young girl, a virgin girl, just like my sisters, because he's young himself, right? He says, then who would help me take care of my sisters? So Jabir made a wise choice. He realized for him, he needs to, lessen his standards for a second. He needs to be realistic right about now. Be realistic with regards to his circumstances, okay? And the Prophet told him, Jabir, you made the correct decision. Jabir, you made the right choice. And wallahi, brothers and sisters, this is so true, man. Like some of you are looking for someone that doesn't really meet your reality of your situation. I know a brother who's very young. He got married to a sister who's about 5-6 years older than him, and she had 2 kids. And wallahi, he is one of the happiest guys I've ever seen. He's so happy he never leaves his house. He's that kind of guy. It's that he took it to the other extreme. He took it to the other extreme, but the point is he's happy. Alhamdulillah, we know, you know, right? We know, he's a good brother, Allah mabarak. But the point is that, maybe, brother, you might be, a sister who might be older might be good for you. I'm not saying always, but look into your situation. Sisters, maybe a brother, he's already married and you could be a second wife. I'm just saying. I'm being honest with you. How many sisters have got married because they're like, I don't want to be a second wife. But then that man goes and gets a second wife anyway. He gets a second wife anyway. But maybe the first one who had, you would have been a second wife, and here you're going to be first, but the second wife, but the first one would have been better. I'm not saying do it. You don't have to marry. Don't get upset and start, hashtagging and refuting me and making videos and Snapchats. I'm just giving you examples that keep your options open, but don't drop your standards too low. Very quickly, last 2, okay? Number 9, very important. This one is very important, okay? This is a big one, okay? If you want to get married, you should help people in the community get married as well. Allah will allow you to get married if you help others get married. What is the evidence for this? The Prophet ﷺ said, Wallahu, Allah, fi awni al-abd. Allah is going to support his slave, meaning you and all of you and myself, inshallah. Wallahu fi awni al-abd. Allah is going to support and help his slave. Ma kana al-abdu fi awni akhih. As long as that slave is in the support and the help of his brother, or she is in the support of her sister. If you help your sisters, Allah is going to help you. If you help your brothers, Allah is going to help you. So you're struggling to get married. Why don't you, if you know there's a brother and there's a sister, be like, Akhi, you know what, there's a sister, I think she might be good for you. Maybe you have a sister, and she's good and she's ready for marriage. And there's a brother in the community that is righteous, marry her off. Marry her off to the brother. Do that. Why are you withholding? You see, when we do that, suddenly, you don't have to go out your way looking. People are bringing the husband, wife to you. But not only that, when you help others, what did I say? Allah will do for you what you do. Your reward will be that which you do, right? Al-jaza'u min jinsi al-amal. So when you help someone else get married, Allah will help you get married. And this hadith is proof of that. And lastly, and finally, number 10, is have a relationship with your parents. The reason why I say this is because the reality is that a lot of you, one of your obstacles is going to be maybe mum and dad, right? One of your obstacles is going to be mum and dad. And what happens with mum and dad is really it boils down to one of 2 things. Either they're trying to tell you to marry someone who you absolutely can't stand. You're like, Mum, I know she's from our tribe, but it's just not me. I want the other tribe. I want to go Somaliland. That's what he said. By the way, listen, I don't know too much about the politics, and don't shoot me. I'm just making a joke, okay? I'm not taking no sides. I love Somali people, okay? As long as you make breeze, I'm your friend. Inshallah. I said it right? The rice thing, mashallah. So come back to the point. Either you're bringing them someone and your mom and dad is bringing you someone and you're like, Mom, I can't marry this guy. I cannot, he doesn't even speak English. And do you not realize he doesn't have a passport? There's only one thing that he wants from me right now. But then there's the other extreme, is that you're bringing mom and dad someone that they can't stand. That you're just being too much of a rebel, my sister. There is that safe ground where, mom can compromise dad and you can compromise. And you can If they're gonna bring you someone, just try and have a mom. Like, look, okay, you wanna bring me someone? Okay. But my fear is you're gonna bring me someone I'm not gonna like. Can I just please be involved? Can I be involved? Wallahi, that allows you to basically have what you want and for them to have what they want as well. And the same way, like maybe mom and dad said to you, listen, go find someone yourself, but just don't go too extreme, okay? But then, you say, mom, dad, look, why don't you be involved? Like, I want to know what you're looking for. Because at the end of the day, this husband that you bring, my sisters, he's going to have a relationship with your mom and your dad, right? And you have, sometimes parents have haram reasons and unreasonable reasons for turning someone down. But sometimes they have valid reasons. The point is, they've got a reason and they're stopping you. You want to get married, right? Just be smart. Don't try and be a rebel. Don't try and be a rebel. Just have a relationship. Be on the same page. And a lot of the times, wallahi, it happens just because we don't talk to our parents. We don't spend time with them. And really and truly, I don't care what anyone says right now. I've been around the world and I've seen everything, okay? I've seen everything. And everyone's going to tell me, no, you don't understand. My mom and dad are different. My mom and dad are different. Wallahi, I don't care. Trust me. Doing the job I do, I've seen it all. And I can tell you that you can have a relationship with your parents, but you choose not to. Maybe you feel awkward. Maybe you feel shy. Maybe it's difficult because it's not been like that in your house. But it can be done. You need to make that first step. And on that note, my sisters, I just want to talk to you. Sisters, please, before I say this to you, I say this to you as your brother. Okay, don't look at me as some guy lecturing you. I always try to have, with you guys, I try to have a brother relationship. You're my brothers? I'm your brother. You're my sisters? I'm your brother. That's how it is. Because, believe it or not, I genuinely care about you guys. Genuinely care. You guys are in our du'as, you're in our concerns, and we actually got an office just so we can discuss how to help you guys. And we pray Allah allows us to help you. So I'm telling you this not from a place of judging, but a place of care. I'm telling you as your brother, okay? Don't ever go to war with your parents over a man. Don't ever do that, okay? Don't ever do that. Don't ever pick a man over your parents. Because you know what? I promise you, that man, he will let you down. He will let you down. I promise that's how it works. He will let you will see it. And you'll think to yourself, imagine he divorces you 3 years down the line, but you cut off ties with mum and dad. So you're married with 2 kids and he locked you out the house. Who are you going to go to? Dad's finished with you. No, get out of my house. Nothing to do with you. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I really hope you benefited from this lecture on 10 tips on how to get married and get married fast. I just wanted to mention to you guys something very briefly. We actually have a program called Game of Marriage, which is a marriage program in which you actually learn step by step everything that you need to do from being a person who's single, looking to get married, all the way through that process of finding a spouse, the kind of person to look for, what the qualities a spouse should have, all of that information, to getting involved with the wali, the marriage meeting, what can you look at her, what can you see, what can't you see, all that information towards the actual marriage ceremony, the wedding ceremony itself, past that into the wedding night, all the things you need to know for that first night, then going into the issue of intimacy and intimate relations between husband and wife, gonna go into that in detail, rights of husband and wife, advices on how to bring about love in the relationship, how to overcome arguments, and so much more. All in this course. It's actually funny because when we were thinking of a name, we wanted to call it the A to Z of marriage because we want it to be the most encompassing and comprehensive marriage course that's out there. But of course, it is only Allah that can truly encompass everything. We're bound to maybe, because we're human and deficient and weak, leave 1 or 2 things out. So we didn't call it that. Rather, we called it Game of Marriage because marriage is kind of like a game. So we want to take you through all the levels. Level 1, you're not married, to marriage, the wedding night, love, arguments. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention. We're going to show you how to give you some advice on how to deal with the in-laws and stuff pertaining to the in-laws as well. So all of that is available for you, inshallah ta'ala. All you have to do is go to the link below and register for the program. When you do register for the program, you'll have unlimited access, not just to this marriage course, but to the rest of the Muslim Survival Guide, which is a program on which we have so many other courses, and we're trying every month to release at least 1 course every month, inshallah ta'ala. So without any further ado, I leave you there. Hopefully we'll catch you on the Muslim Survival Guide, and hopefully you benefit from this course, learning more, because if you do want to get married, then it's obligatory for you to know the basic things pertaining to the
to the rights of a husband and wife and the fiqh of nikah, the fiqh of marriage, it's important, it's obligatory for you to know it, especially if you're going through this process. So, hopefully we see you on the other side. Go to the link below, inshallah ta'ala. Register. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.